Good morning, Vrinda.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing good.
What is the first thing you do in the mornings?
I start my at-home workouts and then I head over to Hall 6 for breakfast.
So you actually do not live in Hall 6, huh?
No, I don't.
What does your morning workout routine involve?
I just do at-home workouts on my yoga mat, and then since the track field and the gyms are closed, I'm quite enjoying it.
Yeah, nice. What kind of a role sports play in your life? Why is this so important for you?
I think it helps me with my motivation to do other things, and also I like to keep fit.
That's amazing. What advice would you give to a person who is just starting to work out regularly?
I would say do something you love. Don't force yourself to do something that you get tired of or that demotivates you. And don't push yourself too hard. If you need a break one day, give yourself a break.
What would you say the biggest benefit of working out properly?
I think, personally, it gives me a lot of energy throughout the day, especially during the afternoon because I get pretty sluggish and tired.
How do you insert regular workout to your life on campus and in halls? Because I know that many people struggle with this, with our hectic schedules.
That's true. I usually plan my workouts according to my timetable. I would either do it in the morning or early evening according to when I have my classes, and which is most convenient. If the gyms or track field are open, then usually I use one of those as well.
Okay, I asked a lot of questions about your workout routine, I know, but you're quite famous with your healthy lifestyle you follow in university. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. You follow a certain diet on top of your workout routine. Can you talk about that?
Well, the diet is normally no sugar, but that's not really possible. So I just go for the most natural and healthiest things I can find with minimum sugar and least additives. Yeah.
What are your go-to choices when it comes to restaurants on campus then?
Definitely Hungry Korean and Ebenezer's.
What do you usually cook generally when you're in halls?
Sometimes I make porridge at my hall, and sometimes I come over have scrambled eggs and toast or pasta for lunch or dinner.
So you told me you cook breakfast with your friend every day, and I wonder who that friend is. What is there for breakfast today?
Today we're making scrambled eggs and toast.
Yeah. What do you do after breakfast?
After breakfast, actually during breakfast, we started watching a new show, Umbrella Academy. We're on season 2. So we continue watching a few episodes after breakfast, and after that we move on to Turkish coffee cup reading because my best friend is Turkish and she has all these cool witchy powers. So that's really cool.
Indeed, I do. How did you first make friends in HKUST?
Most of my current friends that I've met initially, I've met them as I went to Seafront for a couple of nights, and then I got to know quite a few internationals.
How were your first days in HKUST? How would you describe those days?
It's so great. Like I didn't feel homesick at all. It was really spontaneous and exciting, and I didn't even feel homesick. I was really loving it. It was such a change from my life back home. So I was just making the most of it.
It is great to hear that you've enjoyed your first days here. How did you make friends, and what advice would you give to students who are a bit stressed about making friends when they first come to university?
I would say that one thing I've noticed is that freshmen tend to be pretty stressed about making friends. And because of that, I think they kind of latch on to the first people they meet and kind of force friendships that they're not very comfortable with. And I don't think you have to stress at all. It's not a problem. There are so many friendly people you'll meet everywhere. You'll easily get along with you'll find the right people.
Exactly, you naturally connect with them over time.
Yeah.
What are some unforgettable memories that you have with your friends in HKUST?
It was definitely when we went to Phuket in the first semester once classes went online.
What do you guys usually do during summer holidays on campus, like right now?
Oh, this is my first summer here, and I just got back from quarantine, so this has been my first week. So till now, I've just been catching up with my friends really and having Uno nights almost every other day.
What have you been doing during summer holidays on your own? What have you been working on so far?
Well, I have been working on the School of Champions, and I'm on the board of directors. We've been hosting these mock projects over the summer, and my responsibility has been with marketing and field research, and we've made a lot of connections with professors and famous people all over the world. And we are going to launch next year during the spring semester, which is something everyone should be excited about.
Okay. Vrinda, what is your major?
I'm just in SBM as of now. I haven't picked a major yet, but I'm really thinking about economics.
Amazing choice. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm Indian and I'm from Singapore.
How is life in Singapore?
It's pretty good. It's really bougie and we're living the life if you're in Singapore.
That is wonderful to hear. Singapore or Hong Kong?
Well, okay, Singapore is definitely more bougie. It's a bit more clean, I would say, more structured. But in terms of university life, I would definitely pick Hong Kong. It's more fun.
What are the other differences rather than the ones that you've just mentioned? In terms of lifestyles, maybe?
They're actually pretty similar. Like, life in general is pretty rushed, I would say. One striking difference to me was that I always expected them to be quite similar, but like in Singapore, everyone speaks English, but here you have to get used to like everyone speaking Cantonese instead. So that was one kind of a culture shock.
Why did you decide to study in Hong Kong? What really attracted you here?
I think one thing was like the closeness to home, because Singapore and Hong Kong are pretty close. Also, I did visit HKUST before I joined, and I loved it the moment I came here. The view, the people, everyone was so friendly and welcoming. Like, it was just such a healthy and ambitious environment.
Definitely, HKUST has that magic on people. I agree with that. So why HKUST from an academic perspective? Can we talk about that for a while?
So I think, firstly, the rankings kind of speak for themselves. It's one of the best universities I've gotten into, and also one thing I really love is the freedom to. The curriculums are really flexible. You get to pick a lot of electives and really explore your interests beyond your major.
What is your favorite thing about HKUST in general? Pick one thing.
The people.
Okay. What is your favorite thing about HKUST whole life?
I think it's the fact that you get to live with your friends. Like, that's pretty much it. There are a lot of hall activities organized as well, so you never get bored. But the deal breaker for me is like the proximity to your friends, and like you get to spend so much time with them.
How was it living on a campus like HKUST?
I really like that it's a little further from the city, right by the seaside. You have, and it's not even that far from the city. It's just like maybe 20 to 30 minutes away. So it has the best of both worlds, really. Yeah.
Describe life in HKUST with one sentence.
Life in HKUST is exciting, spontaneous, and challenging.
Thank you so much, Vrinda. Now I want to grab breakfast and finish the second season of the Umbrella Academy before I receive any more spoilers, and let's continue later.
Sounds good.
Oh, hello, Vrinda. We caught you here in the backyard of our business school.
Hi.
Now that I can ask you business-related questions, I'm asking my first one. Why did you choose to study business?
I feel like I was born into like a very businessy family. My dad owns a company, and I've always been exposed to like the business side of things, and it's the one thing that really appeals to me when I think about my life in the future career-wise. So I'll admit I don't exactly know what I want to do in the future, but I think that's why I'm like exploring my different interests now, getting involved with the School of Champions, and really discovering what I like.
How do you adapt to the adjustments on campus due to COVID-19?
Well, it wasn't easy. When I was in quarantine, the third wave was like hitting really bad just when I thought it would get better. But I think it's good to be hopeful. I think it'll be over quick. And it's not too bad now either. I still get to spend a lot of time with my friends, even if it's one-on-one. And we're just taking this time to make plans for our next semester and think about where we want to go out and just make lots of fun plans.
That's a great way to take advantage of the situation. How has the coronavirus situation affected you personally, maybe in terms of your mental health?
It Okay, back when I was in Singapore, the situation wasn't good either. I was only free for about 1 week before I flew to Hong Kong. And then after that, I was in quarantine for 2 weeks. While the hotel, by the way, was amazing. I thank HKUST for that, but it wasn't easy, like being alone for 2 weeks, but it really helped to just call up my friends, and I would watch movies with them and play Minecraft with one of them. Yeah, so I think just talking to people over the phone really helps.
Did you feel isolated when you were doing online classes during the spring semester?
Yeah, definitely. But it did feel like I was kind of missing out on the on-campus experience. But I did meet a few people over online classes, and it wasn't too bad. I still got to call some of my friends over Zoom, and it was bearable. I'm just glad to be back now.
But I think it was a good experience, at least, because now for the next fall semester, you know what to do and you know how to make a better semester out of it.
Yeah, I think now I really know how to take advantage of online learning.
So how a student can make the most of online learning?
So there are a few advantages. Like, firstly, online learning offers a lot of flexibility. Some of the classes don't even require attendance, so that gives you the freedom to like really go at your own pace and fit things according to your own schedule. And you get to look over things that you might have not understood in class. That's a huge advantage, and it's easier to make notes that way, at least for me.
Exactly, like rather than just like dwelling on the negative parts of the situation, I think we should just focus on the positive and what we could gain from the current online semester.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the upcoming fall semester?
So I'm already thinking about taking economics for a major, and I'm looking forward to working with the School of Champions, which is going to launch in spring.
What excites you these days? What are you looking forward to?
I look forward to exercising to keep myself motivated. I'm looking forward to getting back into my football practice with my team, and I'm really looking forward to being able to spend time with my friends in groups once again, and just like go out and explore the city, and hopefully travel later this year, like towards December. I have a small trip planned if things are manageable.
Nice. Let's talk about the academic life in our School of Business and Management a bit. What do you want to experience more in the business school, in classes?
I think definitely I really appreciate when professors encourage discussion and interaction and really ask critical thinking questions. I think that's really important. Not all classes offer that, and I think there should be more of that.
What is one feedback you want to give back to the business school?
It's again a bit similar to what I said before. It's a bit too academic, and sometimes that restricts you from doing things you really want to do because you're scared that you might sacrifice your grades for that, which I think is a bit of an unhealthy way of thinking.
What do you do or plan to do to become a better businesswoman? How do you train yourself?
Currently, I'm doing a lot of reading and individual, like personal research, and I'm watching a lot of videos and things that I can take away from and just use personally to improve my skills.
What is one thing about SPM that helps you become a better businesswoman?
I think it's the opportunities and the possibility to network with a lot of people.
What has been your favorite course so far?
It was Marketing 2120.
Why did you like it?
I really loved the course. I think what made it really enjoyable was the professor. I had Amy Dalton, and she was such a good professor. I thoroughly enjoyed the course, like from start to finish. It was perfect.
What do you think about the courses offered in SPM in general?
I think they're good. I really like that in the first year, you get to explore a bit of different majors, so you really have an idea of what a major is going to be like before you get yourself into it. And
that's
not
really
a lot
important.
of universities offer that. So that's one thing I really love.
What are some career plans? I know that you don't have a set career plan, which is perfectly fine, but maybe we get to hear some of the ideas that you have in your mind.
I would like maybe a job that I would get involved with more holistically, like have a broader sense of things, so maybe an executive level position sometime in the future at least. And I would love something that would offer me flexibility in terms of travel, because I really do love to like visit different countries and just learn from different cultures.
What are some advices you would like to give to your fellow business students when it comes to improving skills?
Don't limit yourself just to what you're taught in class. Like really get yourself out there, look for your own resources and things to improve your skills, and look at what you need and go according to that.
Exactly. So can you suggest one business movie you have seen and loved?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
I love that one. Okay, one more book?
It's one I'm still reading. It's called The Personal MBA. Yeah, I really recommend it. It's definitely worth a read.
Thank you so much, Vrinda. We will definitely take advantage of your experiences and suggestions. So you're going into your second year in HKUST. How does it feel?
It still kind of feels like I'm a freshman because I wasn't on campus for a semester, but I'm pretty excited. I do feel like I've had a lot of personal growth over these 2 semesters. And I'm really looking forward to my second year and getting into a major.
How would you describe your first year in HKUST?
It was a little confusing at times. There were a lot of things I needed to get used to. I was pretty dependent when I was back in Singapore, and I learned to be more independent when I came here. It wasn't so easy, but I'm glad I chose to study in a country abroad because it really helped me with that.
What is one of the greatest lessons you have learned so far here in HKUST?
I think it's to don't think about grades too much. As long as you're putting in the effort and being organized and knowing you're doing your best, you're good. And also another important thing is I think it's really important to surround yourself with the right people who genuinely want the best for you and are supportive. And people you can look up to, who inspire you. Yeah,
that is so important. How did HKUST change you as a person?
I definitely feel way more confident now. I feel more like myself, if that makes sense.
HKUST has a very international student body, and you have friends from all over the world here. In terms of diversity of cultures, languages, etc., what have you learned from your community here?
It's definitely given me more of a global perspective on a lot of things, and it's really interesting to learn about different cultures and just understanding a lot of things, even basic things, from a lot of different perspectives.
How do you think being in an international environment is beneficial?
It really opens your eyes to like other possible opportunities that are out there, and teaches you to think more differently and be more understanding of other people.
What advice would you give yourself from a year ago to the freshman Vrinda?
I would tell myself not to stress too much about making friends, which is, again, what a lot of freshmen do. And kind of go with the flow and also be more organized. I got a little carried away in my first semester for sure. Yeah.
What message would you want to give to yourself from a year later to the Vrinda who's starting her third year in HKUST? Send her some support maybe. It's the third year in HKUST. Don't think it's going to be so easy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I think a lot of people kind of stress about what they're going to do in the future, and I still don't quite know what I want to do exactly, though I do have an idea. But I want to tell myself that it's okay if you still don't know exactly what you want to do, as long as you have your ambition and set smaller goals and just make your way up from there.
Amazing to hear. How do you think university experience help you in your self-discovery process?
I think university, like the whole environment, the people, everything kind of taught me to be more ambitious, and it really provides you opportunities and makes you feel like you're not alone. You have all the support you need. You have all the resources you need to do what you want.
I think HKUST is a great place to unleash your potential.
Yeah, precisely.
How can people make the most of their university lives? What would you suggest?
I would say be open to trying anything. Don't close yourself off to invitations or opportunities to do things. Just keep an open mind.
Exactly. What would be one thing you would want to change in your university life?
I think it would be the attitude most people have towards academics. And I think it's good that a lot of people are ambitious and really try their best, but I feel like it's not very healthy to make it the focus of your university life. I get that the grading, the bell curve is pretty strict, but you should still kind of expand and learn more outside of that.
I agree with that.
I think it's something both students and professors should think about.
What would be one thing you would not want to change in your university life though?
My friends and the scenery, like it's amazing.
Exactly, I know this
Yeah.
would come down to the scenery of the campus. Lastly, rate HKUST from 1 to 10.
10.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your life in HKUST with us, Vrinda. It was so much fun to learn more about you, and see you tomorrow for breakfast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.